It's easy for candidates to talk about manufacturing and jobs, but I've lived it, and I have not forgotten it. My dad worked in textile mills to put food on our table, clothes on our backs. Today, the mills are gone. I'm John Edwards. I'm running for president. I grew up in a small town. My dad worked in a mill. I played high school football, went to this church, and met Elizabeth 30 years ago in law school. My grandmother came from a family of sharecroppers. I was born 50 years ago, and this was my first home. My father worked in a cotton mill all his life. The folks I grew up with, they weren't famous, and they sure weren't rich. And I helped out there in the summers. I was born 50 years ago to a family with little material wealth. Women in bandanas, men with grease on their faces and lint in their hair. My grandmother started out as a sharecropper. My father worked in a mill all his life, had a high school education. I was born right here in South Carolina. This was my first home. This is where I grew up, a place where values like hard work, family, faith, and community mattered. Growing up, it seemed like almost everyone in town worked at the mill, and I helped out there in the summers.